I'm in a kind of slightly depressed, or rather depressed state lately because I changed my antidepressant. Why is that important to tell you? Because I made a purchase that I still don't understand. And it's highly likely I will never understand it because I don't even like these dolls. I bought a fake Blythe doll. I have no idea what to do with her, and it is highly likely that the second I see her, I either hate her or I love her. I wouldn't put it past me that I might like her after all. Oh my gosh! Extra hands. Whoa. I can't resist a new doll when it comes out. Or most of the time I can resist it when it comes out, but not for the rest of my life. And I never liked LOL OMG dolls because of the way their eyes looked. But I own one that I try to turn into something else for ages. I never really liked Rainbow High. I own two. Mostly because I want to repaint them to see if I can do something with them. Which, so far, if you are a regular on my channel, never happened. And the same goes for her. I now have her. I want to do something with her. I'm not sure if I will ever do something with her. I have to admit, the hair is amazing. And now the most important feature. Oh! Oh! She has different eye colors. Oh! Oh! I thought you are just able to let her look to left and right. I didn't know that it had this kind of mechanism. Turns out I mixed up Blythe and Tulip, but that's not an issue anymore. I just bought my first used Tulip on eBay. I don't really love that you can see in there, but I assume it's not that easy to do a doll like this. And oh my gosh, this girl has hair. And oh my gosh, this girl has joints. I bought the cheapest one with a hair color I liked because I knew I am going to use MSC on her anyway. So I hope this insanely shiny face will be less shiny as soon as we used the MSC. Anyway, she is quite... Oh god. I can't say it, but she is quite cool. Oh my gosh, no. Please don't make me fall in love with you. Okay, she can only move her head back and forth. Left and right, not back and forth. See, that's why you shouldn't buy something like this. When you see it in real life, you might like it. And she has a freaking amount of hands. I now have to think about what to do with her and play a bit more with her mechanism. Oh my, oh my, oh my. I braided her so we can now open her up. So I can spray the head with MSC. I don't think that I want to remove the color underneath because... Or, wait. Haha, acetone free. Great, I can remove it. That was my fear, that I don't have an acetone-free one. And I think, as much as I like the different eye colors, I am going to paint her irises so they match. I'm not sure yet. First of all, we are going to open her head and then we see what will happen. I just hope that I won't destroy the whole mechanism, but there are so many repainters that did that already, repainting one of these. So I hope we will be fine. And fine indeed we were.
when I finally found a screwdriver that fitted her, I was able to open the back of her head and get the whole eye mechanism out, take her apart, and secure or saved the eyelashes, protected the eyelashes. That is the right word. With some painter's tape. And yeah, at this point I hadn't watched a single video about customizing Blythes, which was dumb, maybe, because the top of the head where the wig is on should go off her head after you remove the back. But I didn't break her, so that was okay. And with her taken apart, I could clean her, bring her outside to spray her with 3 layers of MSC. Now, after watching some videos on YouTube, it looks like most customizers do sand her first, which I don't really get why. If you know more about it, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, a lot of them carve them as well, which I didn't do either. Just wanted to have her as she is.
While her head marinates for the first time with MSC, I want to try to find out if we can remove these eyeball things, to replace them with something I like a bit more. And I think I want to first try it with the pink ones because I am the least attached to them. If they fail miserably, or if I fail miserably, those are the ones I'm the least sad about when I destroy them.
After nearly destroying the pink ones, I threw the eyeballs in a cup of hot water and went online to see if they are even removable. Yay! YouTube is my friend.
Because I'm already quite in love with her, I was willing to educate myself about Blythe balls. And what I found out, to remove the eye chips, you need glue sticks. And what we are doing now is trying to remove these eye chips. And I found 2 ways, or I saw 2 ways to customize these. Either you customize the thing directly, or you make your own by using, you can buy them as well, or you make your own by using either an eye template. Can you please just stay? Either you use an eye template, or you use, possibly you can draw one yourself. What is the thing I highly possible will do. And then put some resin on top, and with that you have some chips that you can use. I am debating about sculpting some eyes inside here as well. We will see. We have 4 possibilities. So there is a lot that we can do. Yeah. While we wait for this to harden a bit, I now take these apart and put them into a little box. I did see a video, or I saw different things mentioned. One was that you have this T-bar inside the head that you should change or cut a little bit so she doesn't stare blankly into nothingness, which is something I might do. And you can buy a addition thing that makes the head movement be a bit more, yeah, movable. Gives her a little bit more range of motion. I thought maybe we can do something on our own. I checked with the doll and it should be possible. And the last thing I want to do, you can change her to have sleepy eyes or no sleepy eyes by, instead of putting that spring back in, removing that altogether and replacing it with a ribbon. So I might do that.
To explain what past me is rambling on about, inside her head is a spring that connects the back of the head with the eye mechanism. Basically, when you pull the string, the eyes open by themselves again. If you don't want that to have the eyes being closed, looking more like sleep eyes or something like that, you can remove that spring and replace it with a ribbon, so it's attached to still attached to the eye mechanism, not to the back of the head any longer. The ribbon goes through the head, so you have two strings in the back, one for having to the option to change the eye colors and close the eyes, and the other one just to open the eyes. So that's basically it. With the glue stick thing, the first pair of eyes wasn't really willing to come off of the glue stick again. I didn't really had that problem with the other ones. As I found out in another video, it said that you might have to stick the glue stick on there multiple times until you really get the eye chip out. That was not the issue with the first pair. The first pair didn't want to come off the glue stick. Yeah, but anyway, because I decided to make new ones anyway, it was not that bad. But if you do this on your own, keep in mind you might destroy your eye chips with whatever I did here.
You know what? I should make a list. Shorten T thing. Replace spring. Sculpt in eye. Repaint. Eye chip. Paint. Resin. Eye chip. Make pattern. Repaint. That should be basically, make grass. Because our faceplate now had two sprays of MSC. And I want to start repainting her. She will get quite a generic, because I don't feel like doing a complicated, far out of, don't know, touch, strange repaint, because she might be the first one. There might be a second one. I want to keep her a bit more simple.
Happy to report that the repaint portion of this video went down fairly uneventful. The soft pastels went on a little bit more splotchy, but I think that is something that has to do with her size, and or more with her size than with the pigments or the MSC. I have similar issues with the 1/3 scale dolls sometimes, so I assume it's more that. But yeah, I kept the whole repaint very simple, as I said. I definitely want to buy another one and go a little bit more out with everything. Try to carve, try to work with acrylic paint on the faceplate, because I think there are not that many, or most of the customizers that do Blythes do things like lashes and everything with acrylic paint, and I do think I want to try that at one point. After the uneventfulness, I then mixed up some epoxy resin that I then pushed into the eye sockets of 4 of the 8 eyes. 2 corresponding ones. And yeah, with a tiny sharp tool, needle, whatever I was finding, I basically just scratched in lines to mimic the structure of the visible lines in the eye. And that had to harden for 24 hours, so yay! For the second row of chips, I used the original pink eye that I already scratched into oblivion as a template, drew them down on some paper, and then on the first 2 I used alcohol markers and pencils, colored pencils, watercolor pencils. Or I think I used a mixture of both watercolor pencils and oil-based pencils. Because alcohol markers are not known to be light fast. They get lighter with time. There is a possibility that she will lose her eye color in these 2 eyes at one point of her existence. So I'm not sure about that yet, but you should keep that in mind if you try something like this yourself. There is the possibility that it won't last and that you will end up with a doll with far lighter and discolored eyes than you wanted. But I was willing to take the risk. And I have to say I was quite impressed how well they fit in there after cutting them out. Next time I have to be a bit more careful with cutting them out, because they did have a little bit of a gap left and right and front and center. But yeah. The second attempt was made with acrylics, and I didn't use those. Because I was not getting any detail and I lost patience at this point already. I just threw them away and only used the alcohol marker chips and the ones that I painted in there directly. Let's talk about those now. The sculpting process went quite okay. Next time I have to keep in mind that because of the sculpting process there is a little bit more unevenness. So the eye in the end, or the iris, is not perfectly round. I try to even that out with white, but because you have the sculpted part a little bit raised, I catched some of that, and only after I covered everything with resin I really noticed she isn't all that round. The iris is definitely a bit crooked, but yeah, what can you do? A better job. Next time. I painted half beads black, glued them in, and then I covered the irises with resin. I domed all of them, which was quite easy, I have to say. You just have to be careful that it doesn't overflow. For the chips out of the paper, I used one of these pegboards that you have from Perla Beads, if you have some of those. My set came with some things I never used, and for these they were perfect, because I could dome on top, and if there would have been any spillage, it would have just overflown onto these pegboards. So Yay me for being intelligent for once. To contradict this intelligence claim, I then stuck everything onto the eye with a bit of glue and sealed it in with a varnish, 2 layers to be exact, so I will never be able to remove these eyes again. But at least they are in place and look quite cute. Being the brilliant little cookie that I am, after cutting the lashes, I remembered I wanted to cut the T-bar. Which I did, and I tried the mechanism out. It looked okay, but I thought I can go a little bit more, so I cut it a little bit more. Yeah, that was too much, because from that point on, you could see the next iris showing through, but only in that moment when you put the whole head together. It wasn't visible just by the eyes being in the faceplate. So it looks like, and maybe someone who does repaints like this more often can back me up in that, when you do this, check it inside the completely assembled head. So I tried to finagle a little bit with the T-bar, tried to melt something onto it to make it longer again, sculpt something onto it because when I put fire to it, it melted completely away. Nothing worked, so I had to go online to AliExpress, our good friend, and buy new ones. So, yeah, I had to wait for 1.5 weeks roughly until those arrived, and I was able to continue with her.
I tried on some clothes, some stuff I had laying around. The top is from Barbie Dream Bestie, from the Daisy that I used for my Easter doll. The bottoms, I have no idea which doll they are from, and she won't keep them. I will put her in a skirt. I think I want to do a kind of dark academia thing with her, so the top does work quite nicely, but she will get a skirt. And I quite loved these. Those are mini fashion shoes, and they do work quite nicely with her. They won't work with a dark academia theme, so maybe I might do a bit of a crossover, or I'm not sure. Maybe she just gets a skirt with suspenders or something like that, and she can keep her shoes. But I was quite impressed that these fit, and those are more or less the only ones that fit. So I am basically more or less stuck with the shoes. We will see. Maybe I will find some other ones, but yeah. At least she has some trainers now. Something arrived in the mail today. We have 5 more attempts to ruin our doll. So let's finally do this. Oh yeah, I replaced the this cord with a black one, and I might do what a lot of other customizers do, putting some beads on there and everything. I think that's a rather cute idea. So, first things first, let's take out one of these and cut it. This time hopefully not too short.
And again, I struggled quite a lot. Cutting them a bit did do far too much in this case. So I decided to just put it in as it is and have her stare a bit more into straightness, oblivion, whatever, then slightly up. Because I was done at this point. I tried to install a neck pack as well, so she looks a little bit more up. But yeah, that didn't work either. My brother might print one out for me one day, so the next one I do might have a neck pack.
This is her body so far, and I am going to give her a necktie thing, I think. Okay, so far so good. Definitely need to gloss her lips, and then I want to find some stuff that I can put onto her ribbons, in silver mostly, maybe a bit of black, and then I'm going to open her hair again. So we will see us with that, or while I'm doing that. And as one last thing, I want to stitch together a hat for her, one of these paperboy hats, because I think that would look quite cute on her. So I'm going to do that, and then I either show you the final results now, or you see me putting her together.
While past me is putting on beats, a little bit of opinions. I quite like her, to my own surprise. I still think the hats are insanely big, and I don't really like them from the side view, because they are rather squashed. But she is kind of adorable. I am definitely going to do another one. Such a shame. And as I said, a Pulip doll is on her way as well, but she will be my gift for me to my birthday, so I only am allowed to start her in September. So until then we have to wait. But for now, let's take a look at this girl.
As much as I like her now that she is done, the biggest issue with her is that my brother is insanely creeped out by her. That's why I have to keep her with closed eyes, because this is far too much for him.
I settled on the name Eliza for her, and yeah, I hope you like her. I think she is kind of cute. And yeah, let me know what you think about her in the comments down below. We will see us in another video if you want. Until then, bye!